Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Frankie B, and again I'm gonna try to keep my voice a little lower, keep the decibel down because it is approximately, man, it's literally it's like 3 a.m. in the morning Eastern, and I don't want to wake up my lovely wife Jess. We're gonna be working out in another hour and so she's got to get a little bit more of her sleep, and that's cool. But anyway, this is a really exciting scenario right here. This is a project that is like a, how can I say it? It's almost like a full circle in a weird way because well, let me just start from the beginning. Back in 2009, this is when I was still working really. I was hardcore still in advertising, doing a lot of advertising work and just various other companies, production and stuff like that. And I was posting my stuff on, Facebook, and just putting it out there, and sometimes in different places. And and I'm not saying this in a sense of bragging or anything, but I would always get people who would send me a private message, and they would be like, "Hey man, I love your work," and blah blah blah, and this is what I can do for you, and blah. Now, mind you, I've done creator-owned stuff also on the side for years leading up to 2009. I've done interviews and stuff like that for various things and such. So that kind of, when someone starts doing that kind of sell to me, I just, it really would just bring a chuckle to me, because it's like I've known how to sell my brand for many years, and I'm still selling that brand. But regardless of that, I would get these people who would contact me, and then I would go, okay, well, let's talk money. And as soon as I would mention that, utter that, then all of a sudden I would hear, and then nothing. And that's how you kind of know. You know that people who are really gonna, they're in it to really make something happen. Money, the toughest thing to talk about, you get that out the way. When I worked in advertising, I would sit up there with an art buyer. They would say, well, what's your rate? You shoot your rate to them. Sometimes, there'll be some negotiating, but in many cases, the negotiating is not to the point where it's literally trying to injure me, where I walk away and I'm like, oh, I'm just profusing blood out, because it's like, gee, I can't pay my bills and whatever. It was more like, yeah, you take off a little bit here, with the option of like knowing that if you do a good job, then more work will come. So I can live with that. Or in other cases, which are always fantastic, is when the client themselves actually say, hey, look, we think you deserve more. And I've had that on various occasions, and it was always pleasantly welcomed. I would be like, okay, that's at that point where I'll just get that like, shut up now and thank you very much kind of face on look on my face, because that's amazing when a client just like, here you go, we're gonna offer you more, and stuff like that. So that's when my mindset was like that. I said, okay, well, if it happens, well, I'm saying in the terms of people who contact me and stuff like that. I said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. It's not going to hurt me. I'm still going to go back to old try and true. So anyway, in 2009, a person by the name of Stephen Frank contacted me, and he is actually the person I attribute to bringing me into the sketch card game. He had a company called 5FINITY Productions. He contacted me. He told me about what he was trying to do, and I think at the time he had the license for Archie, because I believe that might have been my very first card set that I worked on. But it was compelling. It definitely wasn't the money that I was making in advertising, but overall I was intrigued enough by it, and by his sheer honesty, that I was like, this might be kind of cool, even though it's not a lot of money. It was more in the sense of just the principle. I like the fact that he was a very honest person. I like the fact that he did talk about money, and I like the fact that he was getting some really cool IPs, licensed IPs, that I would have some fun playing around with drawing. And then I had to sort of educate myself on how to draw in this wonderful sketch card size. Now, let's push it up. Now, I worked on like Greatest American Hero. He had a ton of them. I mean, earlier on, geez, Hack and Slash. I think he had Lady Death. He had Voltron. I mean, I worked on a Voltron thing with him. That was really good. It ended up being a coffee table book too. He actually got me on the coffee table book, which was really like, that was amazing. That was really, really fun. You know me, I'm a giant robot guy and kaiju guy. So anyway, and then he also did his own thing called Zombies versus Cheerleaders. And I actually worked on I did a short story in the very first #1 issue. So if you're out there and you're looking for Zombies versus Cheerleaders, my work appears in the very first issue. So yeah, we had some adventures. But in 2011, he ended up getting the license for King Kong. Now let me just I'm gonna do a small little telling of what this King Kong is. This King Kong story is based on the novels written by Joe DeVito and Brad Strickland, with the illustrations by Joe DeVito. And what he did was pretty much, I think he contacted the Cooper estate and asked to expand off of the original storyline of King Kong from the, and build something from it. And it was authorized by the estate. And so this Kong of Skull Island chronicles the origins of the Kongs, the ancient civilization called the Tagatu, and their fight to survive in the midst of the Skull Island's prehistoric denizens, culminating in the epic building of the Great Wall. And then I'm actually reading some of the history stuff because I wanted to get it correct. But pretty much that's what this King Kong is. So Stephen knew that I loved kaijus and stuff like that, so this was a great opportunity. So he said, Frank, I want to like to bring you along to work on this project. So bingo bango, this is one of my cards. This is one of my AE cards. Now the AEs are technically artist proof cards. I forgot what the acronym for it is, but what it meant, excuse me. But it's an artist proof card. This is one of my artist proof cards that I have, and this is featuring GAW, who was an adversary of King Kong. So, and this is how the cards looked. It's original one-of-a-kind sketch card, and then I signed it really dark in there and stuff. But yeah, so that's one of the AEs, and this is my other one. I forgot how many cards I did, but many of them are pretty much out there in the wind in the collectors, in their collections. I know I did a nice puzzle card with Kong on one side and GAW on the other, and he has GAW's mouth wide open. But these are the two that I have. And then these were some other cards that I snatched up. I saw on eBay and stuff, and I snatched up of, Now this isn't an AE. So see, this is an artist proof card. So this would just be a sketch card that you would have gotten in the pack with other stuff. And this person didn't sign it either, which is unfortunate. They signed it right here though. So whoever Freddie is, Freddie? Yeah. So that one was just a regular sketch card. And then this one is a rare. Yeah, I remember what is it? That 5FINITY would do these cards too, where they would do these rare prints, these rare kind of stamps on them. So this is a rare one, and this was done by Mel Yaron, and Mel is really good. He's a really, really popular artist back in the day. Probably still is, That's weird. That's a weird way to sign. That's like a different name though. It's interesting. Okay. God, I haven't looked at these in so long. Here's another sketch card. Without any stamps on it, just a sketch card. But Freddie. So I got two of the Freddies. And this one's really nice. I love this one. When I saw this, I was like, I have to get this. And this is a nice picture of GAW. I like the colors too. And it is a rare card. And it's by Victor Rodriguez. Okay. And then here's a nice one. I like this one. Nice battle scene right here. This is really fun, really amazing. Good job. And this is a rare card by Arturo, and he signed 11. So yeah, so I got some. These are the ones I got from the actual King Kong card set from 2011. So these are technically 10 years old, and they're in my collection. But anyway, now let's shoot to now, the present. Well, what happened was last week I got contacted by Stephen Frank on Instagram, and it was kind of funny. It's like weird. It's the same thing. We're out of blue, and he told me that 5FINITY was on Instagram a while ago. So, but we hadn't talked too much. But anyway, he said, Frank, guess who's back? No, he didn't say that. He didn't say it like that. But pretty much that's how I felt. It was like, guess who's back? And he was like, hey, I like for you to, I'm doing this pinup book and comic book pinup book, and it's for King Kong, and I'm getting a bunch of different artists, and I'd like to get you on it. So I was like, okay, sure. So this is actually the character sheets reference. It's a lot of stuff. He sent me a PDF with a lot of the character reference to follow, but I'd already dealt with this character before, and as you can see, and I did not draw these images. This is by, I'm assuming, Joe DeVito. Yeah, I think this is Joe DeVito. He does a lot of pencil work, but yeah, this is his drawing. These are really good. And when and actually, I'll just skip over. It's not skip over, but I'll when I talk about, like in previous videos, about character sheets, how they're so important. This is the reason why artists need to, or writers, when you're hiring artists, please get a character sheet done, because this is so important. Because then, even if that artist doesn't work on your comic book project, you can still have a nice reference sheet for another artist that you may want to work on your project, to have something to work from. This is really helpful. Look at that. It's like 30 feet tall. He has an arm span of 55 feet. And then you have the beautiful notes right here. I think it says, I want to say 6,500 pounds. Silverback gorilla is estimated to be as strong as an adult human. The prodigious strength of Kong can barely be guessed at. So he's, so I don't know if that's a 6, but it might be. But anyway, I just love that he has the notes and everything like that. So that's important. I cannot stress that more than anything. You have to have a nice character sheet to work from, but this is beautiful work. So anyway, that, and then this was another nice view right here. So you get a nice size comparison of GAW to Kong. And we'll see here, it's like, yeah, so you can see, like he says, 25 feet right here to where his cheekbone in the eye, right in there to the eye level. So then you get additional 5 more feet for his head. So that's pretty good. And then he shows like a guy that's 5'5" tall. And then Kong 2 years old, Kong 6 inches or 2 years. I don't know what that is. 6 feet tall. All right. But again, you get the meaning. But these are pretty cool, huh? So anyway, and then I had to go online to, I don't want to spoil them. I had to go online and find some images, some more deep images of like GAW, with, more of the flesh and stuff like that, because I want to really get in it. Is this going to be a pinup? And the difference between a sketch card and a pinup is that, of course, the pinup is much more bigger and it should be able to show a lot more detail. So with that said, and I know I've been rattling on and stuff, and let me just add, this is going to be a mashup video as my previous videos. The mashup video is me sort of giving a commentary, and then for a little bit, and then we'll shift over to hyperlapse, and then that's when you get to see things speed up. So this time around, I'm just going to do the commentary, because I think I'm going past my, I'm going way past. I'm up to past 13 minutes, going to 14 minutes. So the hyperlapse is going to be me actually doing the drawing and the inking and stuff like that. The inking, excuse me. But anyway, with all that said, here you go. Here's the reveal. Because I just got the okay. Nothing too is that there was a lot of back and forth where he had to look at my rough sketch, and then take the rough sketch and then show it to the people, the licensors, and then I had to get the okay. So yesterday I got the okay, because I did my pencil, and here is the pencil. Let me turn it around. This is what my penup's gonna be. Look at that. This is a Frankie B fully penciled. I used the Papermate, my weapon of choice. Papermate pencil for this. And actually what I did was, I think I might have scrapped it. I don't know. I don't have my rough sketch. I did a rough sketch. I roughed it out actually on the computer using my Wacom tablet, and then I sent that to him. And then from that I got it scaled to size and made a copy of it, and then used my light table. And I actually have 2, and I'm hoping by Christmas I'll have 3. Fingers crossed. Got it on my wish list. I used my smaller light table and then did a trace over it just to build a character. Actually trace draw because I was adding stuff on it, tweaking it and stuff like that. But overall, here you go. This is it. So yeah, it's really exciting. It's exciting that I'm working on this this IP again, and I'm just glad. And it goes right back to that point. And Steven actually sent me a lovely email where he just explained that out of, you know, that people that they really liked it, that they really liked it. And that's really nice. That's always good to hear that the client is really happy by something that you do, and that and yeah. So I don't know. It's just weird. I'm having one of those moments, guys, because it's been like since 2011, so it's been 10 years since I've worked on this character from this particular IP, and yeah, it's a little nostalgic. It's kind of funny because, again, working from such a small size like this, I'll put it down here, and then I'm gonna go to hyperlapse. I promise. Working from this size, now going up to the bigger size, it is kind of yeah, it's blowing my mind right now. But anyway, now comes the really fun, the super detail, and then this is going to be a full color piece, so I'm going to do digital coloring and stuff on it. I haven't yet mastered how to do the videoing in Photoshop. You know, I'll find that in time. I'll play around in time when I get the time. But for now, you will see the inking process. Okay, all right. I think I'm good. All right. So with that said, keep that art flowing.